Good evening, Gogglefrogs, and how are you this evening? Well, you have all three of us with you tonight. You've got me, Marion, and Robert. So, and excuse me, but after I had this stupid blinking flu bug, there is a back, something that happens about 2 or 3 weeks afterwards, and you get this terrible cough. And it is not you know what, because I've done the test. Oh, so never mind. I'll put my Ricola or whatever it is in, but it will affect, and I hope you've got one too, the taste of the gin. So, Marion is on Aqua, and Robert, what are you on this evening?
So I just grabbed the closest thing that I could get.
Right, okay. All right, so it's just me who's on my second. And yeah. I thought, right, okay, I'm getting my Gogglefrogs glass out. So I got my Gogglefrogs glass out and was rather, just to say, I dropped it. So, yeah, I dropped my Gogglefrogs glass, so never mind.
Does that mean it broke?
Yes. Now in leave-in. So never mind. I have 2 others. So but I couldn't wash one of those. So we're in this. So I'll tell you a little story about the gym when we get going. So lovely to spend some time with you this evening. We will be talking about who knows what. I have actually got some knitting magazines here at the side of me, but you just never know what the three of us are going to talk about. But I am going to talk about soap tonight. Okay. Exactly. Really bizarre story, but I'm going to talk about soap. So anyway, if you join us for the first time, let us know where you're from. And we will read out what's in the chat box. There's a chat box, sorry, on the right-hand side. Feel free to input into that. Let us know what you're drinking tonight. Let us know what you're working from. And let us know where you are. And we will read that out because we'd like to say hello to everyone on YouTube and replay. And the replay does not have the comments in it. So that's why we read them out. And we've got a wonderful Facebook group. And we're going to share some of the lovely pictures that have been put into Facebook this week as well. So I hope that you're all well. And and we will, who knows what's going to happen. So what have I forgotten? Because I'm trying so hard not to cough. I can't even think about what I'm saying.
And I'm sorry, so for the hi everybody. Let me start again. I've literally got here by the skin of my pants. I should have left work at 5:30 and got stuck with a very complicated complaint and then got chased by a manager out of the door because they needed help with something. I'm like, I've got to go. I'm an hour late already. Walked through the door at 7:25 to 8. Drink, change, upstairs, press the button to go. So I'm slightly distracted because something that I wanted to do tonight get going as well. So apologies, but I'm back.
Fabulous. So I'm going to sit back, literally, just so I can show you. It does seem to grow, but that's because I only do a couple of rows whenever we do Gogglefrogs together, huh?
It's a beautiful colour.
Yeah, it's more purple. It's showing us more blue. This is more purple. It's the purple that Jackie got at the first ever yarn stash at swap at Sheringham. So it is one of those balls that everyone went mad over, and it is Aldi yarn that I was gifted. And if Aldi ever want to make an extra $1 million or 2 in pure profit, just make this yarn again, because everyone went absolutely whoopie-doo mad for it. So so I'm just doing another knit night. As you know me.
How many knit nights have you done now?
I don't know. Probably only about less than 10. I've got no idea how many knit nights I've done. I've done some.
I think you're about 6.
Put them to one side. Yeah, something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe about 7 or 8 in the last year. So, but I don't work on them every day. Like today went out for lunch and I thought, I should have brought my knitting. When I do take my knitting, I'm more interested in eating my food and, chatting than I am knitting. So never mind. We will cast on 8 and then do the picot cast off for 2 and then do a little knit row. See, I've told you what the pattern is. That's my interpretation because I do 8 rather than 6 because I think it looks better. It looks
Fair
longer.
enough.
Huh?
And it's shallower then, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So that's just
And
me.
probably not quite as long.
It ends up being very, very wide.
Oh, it does.
Yes, a lot wider, much, much quicker.
Okay.
But it wraps around several times. 2, 4, 6. Wonderful. We've done 8. So yeah. So but you know me, find it very hard to stick to a pattern. So yeah, and I wonder how everybody is. So do let us know. And should we say some good evenings?
Yes.
I think that's an excellent idea.
Do that. So we'll go bottom to top as we always do. So we start with Tracy. Hi, Tracy.
Hello.
Hello, Tracy. Long time no see.
We have Rebecca. Hello, Rebecca. Another long time no see.
Hello.
Yeah.
We have Louise. Hello, Louise.
Hello, Louise.
We have Jackie. Hi, Jackie.
Hello, Jackie.
Hello.
We have the lovely Georgie. Hi, Georgie.
Hello.
And I've got to say, Georgie's on brandy and port.
Oh.
Or port and brandy, even.
Oh, my word.
And then we have Gogglefrog number 1. Hello, Brigitte.
Hello, Brigitte.
And somebody else dropped in there. Oh, we have a lady called Vanessa. Hello, Vanessa.
Hello, Vanessa. Have you been with us before?
No, I think this is her first time.
Oh.
Well, where are you from, Vanessa? And how did you find us?
So, Vanessa, welcome to Gogglefrogs. If you are on a desktop, you should see a chat box on your right-hand side. Just type away in there. If you are on a tablet or a mobile phone, you might need to swipe right to then get to the chat box, left to come back to it. So, yes, welcome. Do let us know where you're from.
Oh, Nessa. Vanessa.
No, I
Nessa.
don't think so.
Nessa, as in Nessa Hubbard?
No, not an email address that I recognise.
Sorry.
It's not an email address I recognise or a surname that I recognise. So
that's lovely for you to join
hello
us.
And welcome. Right, so Brigitte kicks off the chat with Evening Peeps 290, which means we're only 10 episodes away. It's about 3 weeks' time. I really need to start some planning with that, don't I? Jackie.
You are our planner in chief.
Jackie says evening all. Georgie says evening lovely people. Rebecca says hello all. Soap ? Louise says evening everybody. Rebecca says oh my, and then she says I would like to know what the 4-ply short in 2 colours that everyone was making is, so I can decide on whether to make one of those. I think that's the Playful. You can do it in a 4-ply, but it's quite thin. It's designed to do in a double knit. Or you could just double the 4-ply, I guess. Rebecca says she bought some lovely sock weight yarn as a treat for her, and she's hoping to make a shawl. She wants something easy as she's rushing to make so many gifts for December. I've decided that I need to do some easy knitting.
Knit night.
Hitchhiker.
Easiest thing ever, and it just looks so beautiful. Anything with the picot edge looks stunning.
Or the to be decided.
Yeah, I'll show you where I've got with mine.
And Louise says at Rebecca, Playful is very easy and looks lovely. And Rebecca says yes, at Louise, I think it might be. It looks very nice on Ravelry. So there we go.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Rebecca, she says my cough sounds like I've been practicing. Me and my mum both got this head cold. I got it 3 weeks ago. My mum got it 2.5 weeks ago. And then it goes. And then the two of us have got this cough. Like, it won't be there for hours and hours, but then it just comes on. but I'm really susceptible to sort of coughs. I get them every year, really, really bad. Like something happened a few years ago, and so I do get really bad chest infection things. But it just won't go, and I keep doing the test just to see if there's any change. She's like, no, there is. I haven't got a test, but every time I walk anywhere, everybody's going ee! As I'm wandering around with my mask on and coughing. But hey ho, it's that season. October, November, you always get a bit of a cough, but yeah, it does sound bad, doesn't it? So I'll try and remember to go on mute.
Ooh. This is where I'm at with mine, which is slightly different.
Oh.
I've got the Pico down here, but I've also got eyelets down here as well.
Mm.
And I haven't got very far with it. I'm now on doing repeat patterns.
Mm.
I wish I could. And this is just the slip one pearl-wise to get that nice edge. And then it's to the last 4. Knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 1, KFB, knit 1. Then if you're making the picot, you make the picot. Otherwise, you knit back. It's that simple. And then the next one up will have eyelets down this side as well.
Mm.
So does that make sense? So that I'm going to try and see if I can do it so it's like knit night in shape. That sort of, yeah.
That's it.
Thank you.
I was thinking coronet, and I thought, no, that's not it. Crescent is the word.
Crescent. But not done that way. Done this way. So yeah, I know I haven't done a lot.
Well, it's not like you've not got a reason to be doing it, is it?
No. So yeah, it's definitely at the stage now whereby the pattern can be written up. I've just got to do more of it. So there we go. And I think it's going to look good in Riot.
I think it will, yeah. Yeah.
I love Riot. Absolutely love that wool. Just the colour changes are fab.
Should we do music?
Yes, I think so. Yes. Thank you, Georgie.
So
Georgie says it looks lovely.
It does. Right. So a bit boppy is all I'm going to say. So enjoy.
I love it. It reminded me of a cruise where there was a children's talent show. And Laura would have been 7 or 8, so 8 years ago. And this little boy came on and he said he was going to sing Paradise. And that's all he sang. Paradise. 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 And one of the children's carers, if you like, from the ship came up and tried to take. No, he wasn't moving. He was staying put. And everybody, trying to he would go. So yeah, that brings back some wonderful memories.
So everybody really, really loved that. Tracy said straight away, I love this one. So obviously, sorry, I shouldn't say obviously. Are you a James Ezra fan, Tracy? Is that why you knew about it? Brigitte said that's a new one for me, and she likes it, which is brilliant. So that's really good. Louise says, love George Ezra. Saw him live 2 years ago, and he does such a good show. Absolutely brilliant. Where did you see him? Let us know. And then Rebecca says, love the flaming bass drum. She says, I've got no idea who or what this is. I wandered back in with my pudding to find music playing and cheerleaders dancing. Yeah, really good, wasn't it? Jackie says, I love it. Rebecca says, very energetic. And Tracy says, Yeah, I like him. Have his album. Not heard anything recently. So absolutely fabulous. And I am going to ask a question now, because he has a very unusual tone. So you know how singers are different, like baritones and stuff like that. Sorry, what's his name? George Ezra. Is he a unique like tone, or does he fall into one of those categories? Because to me, he doesn't sound as if anybody else could replicate him.
He's got a very distinct voice, and that's what people love about him. And when you Google him, he's had lots of other hits, but this was his first hit. A bit like Rag and Bone Man, who has had other hits, but you only know him for his first.
Oh, right.
And I used to love working on the audio department, because whenever I walked past the Apple speaker, I would just say, "Hey Siri, play George Ezra." No phone, shut up. Now the phone wants to play. No.
I'm so glad I don't have Siri.
That was fun.
What was even funnier was the watch went to do it and the phone went to do it. He's done lots of other famous things as well. So yeah, really good voice. And it was good to blare up the music in the audio department before everybody else got in with that.
Yeah. I just think he doesn't actually fall into any style of you know what I mean, tone or level, whatever it is, because he would always be higher or lower than other people. It's just really, really different. So yeah, brilliant.
Isn't that a bit like Adele? She doesn't really fit it, or am I got it wrong? Does she fit into any category?
I don't know. You just have some people who have a real, like, unusual tone. And he has.
And that girl that did the John Lewis ad last year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Definitely Marmite.
Yeah.
It was.
She definitely is.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally. Yes, absolutely, Marion. And there will be people who you know, just don't like George Ezra. Yeah. Sorry, you can see. Do you know what I was looking at today? Thinking, oh, I wonder if they're going to be playing. Like, we have all this music, and I was looking to see where Einaudi was going to play. So, you know Einaudi, don't you? No. Okay, sorry. You see, this is me. Yeah, he is the most incredible pianist of all time. That is my humble opinion, but yes, absolutely amazing Italian pianist. You will know his stuff. You will know, even if you're Bond fans, you will know his stuff, or rather some of it, but absolutely incredible. So yeah, that's what I was looking at today. But yeah, so and Tracy says, yes, you're right. Marion, Adele has a very unique, distinct voice as well, and the person from the advert. And Rebecca says, I've heard his name, but I've not heard him sing before now, I believe. And Adele is on the news at the moment because she's released her first new songs for 6 years since she and her husband split up. Yeah, I saw the advert to it today. Yeah, she looks incredible. But she looks incredible. Huh?
She does. She looks wonderful.
I mean, I've only seen her face, but her, you know, her face
they
is
weren't
still
married
her.
for long, were they?
5 or 6 years, I think.
I don't know.
Not long.
No, I suppose that's not really, is it?
So you were going to talk about soap, Angela.
Okay, let me tell you a little bit. You know how we say the world is going back to normal? Do not be fooled. Don't be fooled at all. So at the beginning of the pandemic last year, I have very sensitive skin. And I was in lockdown in Leeds with my parents, and people were having to shop for us. And you couldn't get, any shower gel for love nor money. So the neighbour brought in this box of Pears soaps. And I used it on my skin because there was nothing else. And do you know what? It's the one thing that I can use. I don't get patches of dry skin or anything. It's fantastic. And I thought, do you know what? I've actually used the last of the 4 bars yesterday. So I went into Leighton Buzzard today to buy more Pears. Wilkinson's for, honestly, the shelves are bare of anything but Dove, which I can't use anyway. So, and then I went to Tesco's, exactly the same. And I just thought, I can't believe this. So I just thought, what am I going to use? Because it's so long since I've used anything. I don't know what else I can use on my skin without going really dry and getting these horrible, horrible, really sore patches. So anyway, then I thought there's a chemist in Wing. So I tootled through Wing, pulled up outside, went in, and they had about 15 bars on the shelf. So I picked 4 up, and I thought, I can't believe it. Can you believe that soap is in short supply? If you don't want Simple or Dove, there's hardly any choice of soap. So it was just, oh my word, what are people now buying? So yeah.
Did you try Waitrose?
Huh?
Did you try Waitrose?
Yeah. None.
Wow.
None in Tesco's. It was just
Poundland have it sometimes, strangely enough.
They did not have it today. I went in there as well. And it was seriously one place I had palm olive as well. That was my choice, Dove or palm olive. And I just, and you could see where all of the spaces were, where things hadn't been restocked. And I thought, oh my word. So anyway, I managed to get 4 bars, thankfully, today up in Wing Pharmacy. And that's a plug for them. So thank you very much. And if anyone else is the same as me, get your soap now.
I've got to go and look and see what I'm using.
It's just, I found it quite, you don't realise that something is going into short supply, do you? Or maybe it's just the fact that it's on the back of lorries somewhere and it hasn't actually arrived yet. But the whole of Leighton Buzzard is out of Pears soap. And the other thing, we were having lunch today in Oliver Hare, where else? And I suddenly noticed that they said, Alexa, skip. And I thought, you know what? Next time, after what you said, next time they go into into the back, I'm going to say, Alexa, play Guns N' Roses. But you don't realise what havoc we can now cause in restaurants because everything's done by Alexa. I wouldn't do that. I just wouldn't, but I thought it'd be quite amusing. Yeah. So Georgie says, Angela, sorry, Nick was talking to me. What soap? It's Pears. You know, the old-fashioned oval Pears, brown, orange.
Yeah, I'm reading Rebecca's. This is what I'm using. This is Faith in Nature. And it's handmade here in the UK. And their shampoo is wonderful. And so is their conditioner. You know how usually you need 2 bottles of conditioner to 1 of shampoo? You don't with this. They brilliant. Go down equally. Rebecca said, Marion, do you remember the name of that soap that was high in moisturizer and it was advertised as being used by the world's most beautiful women?
Lux.
And I think it was Sophia Loren that had advertised it.
Yeah, it was Lux.
It was Lux.
Yeah, Lux soap. And there was Camay as well.
Oh my God, that stuff was awful.
And some of those now, you get, I can remember when I went out to, where's that place with the big cars that didn't trade with America? The American, where's the place that was a communist country and America wouldn't set a trade with it? had the big American Cadillacs driving around?
Cuba.
Cuba, thank you. And in Cuba, when we went to Cuba a few years ago, they had close-up toothpaste that I had when I was a child, and they had Lux and Camay over there. Things that you don't get here anymore, they actually have over there. So it was really
well. When we were in Cuba, the shops were very empty.
Yeah. And if you went out on a day trip, they told you to take a bottle of water and a toilet roll.
That's right.
Yeah. So never mind. Oh dear.
Yeah, we quite liked Cuba.
Yeah. We had we didn't see much Cuba other than a hurricane.
We flew from where we were staying to Havana for a stay in a very luxurious hotel, and we went to the equivalent of a Copacabana for one of their evening shows, which was amazing, absolutely amazing. And we saw all these fabulous Cadillacs, and we went to where they make white rum. Oh heavens. Malibu. Malibu.
Oh.
Sorry, Robert.
I didn't know that was from there.
Not Malibu.
Jamaica.
No. Cuba. The rum which has got the bat on the sign.
Bacardi.
Bacardi. That's it. Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah. We went round that factory, and they made a drink which actually went up into flames in front of you. How it didn't set fire to everything, I do not know. But it was an amazing trip. And we got held up coming back from Havana because there was a very important dignitary landing in Cuba. So we sat there. We weren't allowed, our plane wasn't allowed to move. Who's this important dignitary? I thought it's got to be somebody really special. It was the president of the Seychelles.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was landing. And there was us thinking, oh, it's going to be the president of some, South American country, not of a teeny little island.
Oh.
Very, very uninspired, if you like. What? He's only the president of Seychelles.
Well, when we went there, we and this is a lesson. Can I just say a lesson to everybody when we start traveling normally again? Whenever you want to do a trip, do it at the beginning of your holiday. So we had 2 weeks over there, and we just thought, you know what, we'll do the Havana bit at the end. So towards the end of the holiday, we got up about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, went to go on our trip to fly to Havana and, spend time over in Havana. They'd overbooked the plane. So we couldn't get on the plane. So never mind.
Well, it did ours in our shake, rattle, and roll.
Huh?
It was an old Russian thing, and I honestly did not think we were either going to make it there or make it back. It was scarier than being in a little 2-engine propeller flying from Negril in Jamaica to Montego Bay. And when we did that, we were literally just flying above the treetops. And I'm telling you, this old Russian jet in Cuba was a darn sight scarier.
Wow.
Yeah. It's where's the oxygen? Where's my life vest?
Oh. What was weird was it got towards the end of our holiday and it was getting towards 50 degrees. Like you could not walk on the floor. It was just the heat was just unbelievable. And then we had rain like you've never known before. This rain with thunder and lightning, it was chun, 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 chun. That's how quickly like the lightning was coming down and striking stuff. And then when we left, they put in lots more seats in the plane to get people out of like Cuba. And so it was right, get on the plane now. So we all got on the plane, and this plane was hurtling. When we looked out, you know, there's all the palm trees. They were like that. They were sideways on. You just think, how are we going to take off? Never mind, the pilot knows what they're doing. So it's just you get on the plane, and we were practically in these seats this close to the people in front. They had stacked in so many extra rows, and we took off practically as we were going around a corner, and it was just a case of we need to get all these planes out now. And it was really unique. And you think, when you go to these places, you think, you never think you're going to take off in a hurricane, do you? But they do. They're absolutely incredible pilots. So yes, we lived to tell the tale. And then and then got home, which was really good. So we were glad to land back in the UK and get out. Well, no, we loved it there. We had a fabulous 2 weeks there, but it was just, I'm glad we didn't have to stay in the hotel.
No wool shops there or yarn shops of any description.
There's nothing, absolutely nothing. You just see a few mangoes being sold at the side of the road. And apparently they're imprisoned. Like, it's illegal for them to sell things like that. So, but
and one doctor for about every 10 members, every 10 residents. But the worst plight I had was, I think, my last one, coming home from Spain when my husband and my mother were in hospital, and the plane was actually landing like this at Gatwick. I've never known it before, to be on a plane where it landed and everybody spontaneously applauded the captain.
Oh, it's always
that was the hairiest.
It keeps your heart fluttering, doesn't it? So has anyone else had any scary flights anywhere? Always interesting to know if we're on our own or if other people have experienced them as well. And I'm sure you have. So yeah.
Rebecca says, did you manage to have a go at salsa? No. Janet says, agreed, the Cuba Libras were free in our hotel. They were in ours, and wonderful they were too. We had I can't remember what it was called in the hotel in Brazil. I'll have to think about that one, with mint and all sorts. That was lovely.
Mojitos.
We don't ever need to be in an aeroplane ever again.
Shall we? Let's back up, because we've missed a lot of chat rather than reading it.
Have we?
Do you want to have a look at it then, Robert?
So, right. Excuse me. So going back to George Ezra, Tracy says, like him, have his album, not had anything recently. No, he has disappeared. Louise says we saw him in Nottingham. Tracy says yes, his voice is distinct. Brigitte says, did he do Shotgun? Yes, he did. Well done, you for knowing that.
I like that.
What Shotgun? Sorry, I don't know.
Louise says, I don't think he's done a bad track. They were all great. Tracy says, yes, Shotgun, Budapest, Hold My Girl. And she agrees with Louise. And then she says, no, you're right, Marion. He's got a very distinct voice. Rebecca says, I've heard his name, but not heard him sing before, I believe. Adele is on the news at the moment because she released her first new song for 6 years. Yes, that's ahead of her album called 30. Rebecca says her mum used to use Pear soap when she was a kid. She had very dry skin. Brigitte says she can't stand the smell of Dove soap. Rebecca says Dove rips the skin off. It's far too strong for her. Georgie said, Angela, sorry, Nick was talking to me. What soap do you use? It was Pear soap. Rebecca says Marion did that one. That was the Camay. And she says, Alexa, do what's through my ears are playing up. So in the local lunchery that is Angela's favourite, they use Alexa to play music. So she's going to go in there and tell Alexa to play something quite loud and out of taste for the venue. Brigitte says she hasn't been able to use soap on her face since she was 12. Do you know what? I'm so pleased. I'm not the only one that can't use soap. I can't use face wash. I just have to let it do natural water and just make sure I rinse my face every day. Otherwise,
I do with my face.
And then people tell me to use moisturizer after, which then makes it really oily again. And I'm like, no, I'll just stick with water. Thank you very much. Rebecca says her mum uses faith in nature. Tracy says she loves our little chemist. She hunted everywhere the other year for coloured cotton balls for preschool to make ice creams out of, and they were the only place that had any. She bought 3 bags.
I couldn't believe it. It's like a little Aladdin's cave. Every shelf is stocked. Honestly, amazing. So I am going to be going there more often.
Rebecca says her nana used to use imperial leather and she loves the smell of it.
Yeah, my grandma did as well, but I don't think I like the smell of it at all.
Lots of people saying Cuba to you, Marion. Janet, hello, Janet. She says, I love Cuba and was near a stunning beach. Rebecca then says, did you manage to go itself? To which she said no. She then says she doesn't use soap. She uses liquid soap or shower cream. I have to be really careful with soap on my hands as well, especially at work.
Yeah.
They buy in such cheap soap and sanitizer. If I use it for more than 3 or 4 times a day, it just makes my hands flare up.
Yeah.
Brigitte says she doesn't even need to be in an aeroplane ever again. Rebecca says she doesn't enjoy flying. If she flies somewhere, she then stays there or uses local buses or hires a car. She couldn't cope with doing more than 1 flight. Yeah, it doesn't appeal to me either. If you can't go direct, don't go. Rebecca, she says everywhere I go is a scary flight, though we managed to scare some other passengers when we said grace before eating. As Catholics, we crossed ourselves. Cue panic.
That is so funny. That is so not saying grace, but the fact that people are misinterpreting it, that is just hilarious.
Brigitte says on her last flight home after our years in Dubai, our plane got hit by lightning 5 minutes away from Heathrow. All the lights went out and the plane went silent for a few seconds. She thought her time was up. Tracy says on the way to Mexico for her honeymoon, she hit a mega thunderstorm at night. Plane shook, lights flashed on and odd. Was awful. At the time they were showing Titanic as the movie. Oh dear. Georgie says, Marion, it was a mojito. I think I missed that bit. Marion said back, yes it is. Georgie says she can't use soap on her face either. She uses baby lotion. Rebecca says, Robert, my knuckles on my hands free all split now, and the hand sanitizers sting like crazy. And Janet says, in Malta, people cross themselves during the journey on buses. Ooh.
I think they do in Greece as well on some of them.
Yeah. It's just so interesting, isn't it, when people observe behavior and ritual and just what people do and how they interpret it. So I'm just amazed that that's never been in one of these satire comedy films, like the people crossing themselves before lunch on a plane and people going absolutely like panicking. So maybe somebody needs to put that into a comedy in the future, because it would be funny. It really would be. So, do you know what? Something else happened this morning. Got to tell you. Was it raining anywhere else this morning?
Here in Leighton Buzzard.
Yeah. So, last night I'd gone to bed. Alan got in late because he went to the football, and he said, need to keep an eye on that. It's feeling a bit damp. And she's like, yeah. So this morning, he then said, you need to watch that today and make sure nothing happens. I said, okay. This is like 5:30 in the morning. The next thing, all I can hear is pouring water as I open my eyes, and water is now pouring through like the ceiling above our window. So I went flying downstairs to grab the bowl, went flying back upstairs, then plaster fell down. So that it's lava and plaster. Is it lava and plaster roof?
Lathe.
Whatever it is, really old, and it's absolute pain. So anyway, yeah, that fell down this morning.
Does that not mean it's coming through your loft as well?
No, it's right because it's where the window it's where there's a pitched roof above a window, so we think it's coming in there. So got no idea. So anyway, then the rain stopped, and it's apparently going to be fine. So hopefully that will get sorted out tomorrow. So yeah, but that was so I've been up since very early this morning actually. But you know, when you just think, oh no, he's painstakingly, single-handedly as well, wallpapered the whole of the ceiling. And our ceilings in our bedrooms are about 14, 15 feet high in times, and they're all like so anyway, you know what? It's got to be done again now. So every time we get something done, it's just like we've got to redo it because of something. So never mind. That's what happened this morning. So I hope that nobody else had a leaking roof. But yeah, we'll find out what it is.
Rain woke me up though.
Oh yeah, it was really, really bad this morning. Really bad. So but you know, everyone's fine. Everyone's absolutely fine. But it was just when I went back into the room, it's just like, oh my Lord. That's chunks of plaster about this big now. I best move my bed just to make sure that I don't end up with plaster in my bed as well. So never mind. I think it's dried out now.
Louise says we flew to Canada a few years ago and had to land to let off a man who was ill just as we hit Canada near the Inuits. The captain had to take a note on paper to get permission to take off as the radio wouldn't work. And we had a very steep takeoff as a short runway. A very kind lady gave my daughter a sweet suck to avoid painful ears. Rebecca says, yes, her mum has told us some horror stories about local buses in Malta. And Janet says, having been on a bus in Malta, she knows why. Rebecca says, oh no, to your leaky ceiling. Brigitte says, yes, it rained while I was in the garden, had to stay under the tunnel, even though I had finished the jobs. Rebecca says, we had that happen in one of our houses. We were unable to claim for the ceiling to be replastered and also for the room to be decorated. Oh, we were able, sorry.
Yeah, residual damage you can claim for. Normally, they will say that, we don't know. We think that probably we've had some little dicky birds going in and chewing some of the plaster, and they've probably been having a little nest in there, and they've obviously done some damage, so never mind.
Rebecca says Georgie says, oh Angela, you must be shattered. Rebecca says that would have been a rude awakening, and Georgie says didn't have a leaky roof but had a flooded garden, strained away in small hours. The rain was torrential.
It was really, really hammering down. And Splod just sat there as if I'm not going out in that. So I'm just sitting here. You can run around me, which is what happens every day. So I've done 2 rows. Isn't that good? 2 rows of knitting.
I've managed to do 3.
Wow.
I haven't managed to do any. Robert, do you want to go to Facebook as it's 10 to 9?
Yes.
Oh my word.
So before everybody freaks out about Facebook, I just need to explain I am strength testing a potential something for the future for Gogglefrogs. So currently I have my laptop here, I have a monitor here with the 3 of us on it, and then I have a monitor up here with Facebook open, and I'm currently broadcasting a Facebook room. So that's currently showing on the screen as well. So there's going to be people freaking out when we go to Facebook because it's going to look a bit weird, but never mind. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button.
We were going to have happy birthday then.
No, I pressed leave room instead of share screen.
Oh, did you? At least you haven't banned anybody. That's another
Yes.
thing that we can
Well-
do. We can ban people saying that they're naughty. Just banning them from the show.
Yeah, like you did with me. Rebecca says half watching a program about home design, and they're just looking at a rain chain as an alternative to tubes that take the water from the gutter to the drains.
And I've got no idea what a rain chain is, but I'm going to have a look on
Look, he's live twice.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So yeah, that's why it's going to freak people out, because that's what I'm doing. Anyway, so Rebecca, you're in the room, so we won't worry about that. We saw these on Saturday. Dawn shared them from Stylecraft. They're a variegated lace weight with
It's lace weight,
acrylic
is
wool
it?
and mohair.
I thought it was very reminiscent of marble.
Yes.
From the pictures.
Dawn shared this for that yarn that we've just seen. That looks like a lovely complicated pattern. We saw that the other day. We saw that the other day. We saw that the other day. I think that's Facebook done, because
nobody's knitting anymore, obviously.
Oh, what a shame.
Oh, I'm sure we'll get some things.
Rebecca has just posted. Let me see if I can find that. No.
Oh.
Yeah, there we go. Rain chains.
Oh.
Alternative to a downpipe. Their purpose is largely decorative, to make a feature out of water.
Bye, Louise.
Oh,
I've seen something like that in the Far East.
Yeah, it's Japan.
There we go.
Where it originates from. So I'm sure that in the Far East that is more widespread. Looks lovely as well. It's so pretty.
Yeah, it is. It's very pretty. Brigitte says she's sorry, but she's not had time to spread out the peaches and cream blanket to take a picture, but she will try to do that for Saturday.
Oh,
Rebecca goes on to say that we're having our gutters, etc., changed this year. I should have found out about these chains before then. Well, we had ours cleaned out not long ago to make sure there were no rats up there.
Rat up a drain pipe.
Yeah, apparently they can climb up the drain pipes, and then from the top of the drain pipes they can get into the eaves of the house.
Oh, yeah. So
lovely.
And the other thing that causes loads of damage is wasps as well. And we have got about 2 or 3 wasps' nests, which over the years have been sprayed and got rid of. But every time they go in, they sort of erode things, don't they? So lovely little things that they are.
I thought Rebecca says, first of all, Jackie says that she won't be with us on Saturday. She's meeting her other knitting pals in person.
Oh, that'd be nice.
To me, have you not heard the expression like a rat up a drain pipe? Yeah, but I'm also thinking of splat the rats at fairs. Oh, he also says that apparently it's chucking it down here in Kent. Well, how do you know it's not chucking down, Jackie? Go and put your head out the window and have a look.
Oh.
Apparently. She's in Kent. Why apparently?
It's a large county.
True.
Yeah.
But then so is Bedfordshire.
I'm in Bedfordshire. I'm Buckinghamshire.
I know, we're on the Beds, Herts and Bucks border.
Yeah, we're the last houses.
Paul has just looked, and it is chucking it down.
Oh, yeah. Well, hopefully we won't get any more here, because I would like a night's sleep tonight rather than having something streaming through the roof. But it's like anything. There's no point in ringing anyone on the day of that you've had a leak, because everybody else has had a leak. So we'll get it sorted tomorrow. We'll be fine.
Yeah. Is then when Alan's off work?
Yes, he's taken the day off now tomorrow to sort it out. So it'll be fine. It'll get sorted. I'll make lots of cups of tea.
We went to Milton Keynes today.
Oh, and how was it? What did you buy?
What did we buy? 2 pints of milk. No, we went to meet guide dog group that we go to every Wednesday.
Right.
And there was a 14-week-old puppy who's being trained to be a guide dog. Absolutely gorgeous she is. A white Labrador Retriever cross called Riley. She's really sweet. And Ollie's favourite person in the whole world, John, has got his puppy with him, who is trained to be a medical detection dog called Jules. And the three of them get on really well. And then when a little girl came along, just 2 she was, and she stroked them all, and she was ever so good with them. She called them Doggy as well. And would you like to stroke them? Yes, please. And she came up very gently and touched them, and the dogs all sat there quietly. And she even gave Ollie a biscuit.
Oh, that's good.
All right.
Ollie loved the biscuit. Well, today when we were out and about, we walked into Sorelli's, but again, it's so busy in there that there wasn't a table. So, but we did see Sarah, who used to come to Sarah and her mum, and they had a little dog with them. Well, not a little dog; it's quite a big dog, called Bluebell, and it was a little staffy that was blue, but has alopecia, so it was bald as well. It was just the most gorgeous dog ever.
That reminds me, for those of you who remember, excuse me, little Tilly.
Catching it, and we haven't even seen it.
Do you remember Tilly, Robert? Matilda? Her dad's got COVID and very poorly.
Oh no, poor thing.
Yeah. You'll have to read what Greta says. And I'll go and get a glass of water.
And again, I do think it's the time of year that so many people are getting coughs, colds, normal things that we'd normally have. But we're also scared of getting the other thing. So it is really, really difficult. But yeah. Oh dear.
Oh, and we've got our appointment to have our booster jab.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh.
The 1st of November. In Wing.
Good.
And how are you getting there?
Yeah. Taxi or a bus.
Oh.
No. The daft thing is Richard had his second jab 2 days before me, so he got the call up before I did. So when I phoned to do his, they couldn't make my appointment at the same time because I hadn't got the call up. I know, it's daft.
But
so I got my call up, I phoned, I booked me in, booked Richard in, and cancelled his. So we can both go together.
Yeah, it makes no sense in going separately, does it?
Did you read out Brigitte's?
No, I was just about to. So she says the road was blocked for a while today by a trailer trying to get a big cabin into the building site where the police station was. They should have come and looked at the width of the road. The poor driver got stuck, and 2 other lorry drivers had helped him to get out. He managed to park in front of her house eventually. to await instruction. He was grateful for the cuppa and biscuits I gave him. Poor bloke, he was
Oh, that's so lovely.
Yeah.
It does happen, doesn't it? And I know where we are because we've got a bridge that is too low for lorries. So they end up at this bridge and then have to reverse nearly a mile down a country road. And sometimes you can, you know, when the light is starting to fail, I will actually walk behind the lorry and guide them, or I will drive behind the lorry so they can follow my hazard lights, etc. And I did it once, and we got to, you know, where the lorry had to turn around. The guy jumped out of his truck and gave me a big hug and a kiss on the top of the head and said, thank you so much. It's so hard for them because once they're committed to something, they can't turn around, can they? So thank you so much, Brigitte, for being so nice and giving that guy a bit of a breather because he probably needed it.
So Rebecca says, what a good little girl, that's to the puppy.
Yeah.
And then she says, oh dear me, there is a big wave of COVID-19 at the moment. She's preparing to shut down for the winter. Maybe that would give me a chance to get through all the knitting for December. Yes, good luck with that one. Janet says she's having her booster tomorrow, and Brigitte said she had hers yesterday. Rebecca says she's having her flu jab next week.
I'm having mine on Saturday. So my arm's going to be sore.
Right, it's 9 o'clock, and I need to go and spend some time with my lovely husband. So Saturday, Angela, you're not around, are you? So we will do a Facebook room again, I think. And then, Angela, I forgot to tell you this, but we're going to have to cancel next Monday completely because I now have to work, and I know you can't do next Monday. So there's no Gogglefrogs for Saturday will be a Facebook room, and there'll be no Gogglefrogs next Monday. So we'll be back in this type of room next Wednesday.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
I can't do Saturday because I've got my flu jab.
Okay. That's fine. So it's been quite nice doing rooms on a Saturday the last few weeks because it gives other people the chance to come on screen, show what they're doing, talk to each other. And it also gives me a little bit of a break from an hour of just talking to myself.
Yeah, well, last Wednesday was a bit unusual, wasn't it?
Oh, yes. Last Wednesday was fun, though.
Was it?
Yes, that's where they all jumped in from the Roxton.
Oh, sorry. Yes, sorry. I was thinking, was I there? Yes, I was there. It was fab.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think we'll call it a night there, if that's okay, ladies. So whatever you're up to this weekend, folks, I might see you on Saturday in the room. If not, we'll see you again next Wednesday.
See you next Wednesday.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.